G'day, I'm Mark from Tasmanian Offroad Adventures. I run 4wd Tagalong Tours here in Tassie, mainly on the west coast. The most popular question I get asked is what sort of vehicle do I need and what sort of modifications do I need to my vehicle? It's a question that comes up all the time and I always give the same answer. But what I thought I'd do is make this short YouTube video and I'll go through the modifications that I've got on my Hilux that I do the trips with, just so everyone can get an idea of the type of vehicle required and the type of modifications required to do these trips. You may have heard that a lot of the tracks on the west coast of Tassie are extreme and you need lots of modifications. That's true for some tracks. The tracks that we do on the 4wd Tagalong Tours, you need a well set up vehicle, a real 4-wheel drive with low range, but just some common sense and good quality modifications will get you through the tracks. So what I'm going to do, as I said, is go through my Hilux, which will hopefully give you all a better idea of what's required. So I'm obviously going to start at the front here. I have the Tjm Rear Bar. Now I was lucky enough to buy this vehicle with all the gear on it. It's an ex-government vehicle, I bought it second hand. And it came with a lot of the modifications on it, although I have made some myself, which I'll go through. But one of the things that did come with was this Tjm steel bar. I've got LED driving lights on here. These are only cheap driving lights. They're okay as per most LED driving lights. The spread beam's great, the long distance is not so great. I have a Runva winch. I was about to say I've got a Runva winch on here, but I actually don't. I've got the Runva control box. I did have a Runva winch on here. I had a few issues with it, and I was going on a trip and I really needed a winch. So I took the winch off my Land Cruiser. I'm lucky enough to have a couple of 4-wheel drives. So I took the winch off my Land Cruiser and swapped it into this to get me going for the trip. And I've just never got round to swapping them back over. So even though there's a Runva control box on here, I am actually running an Ironman winch in this. As I said, I took it off my Land Cruiser. It's about 13 years old, something like that. And it's a fantastic winch. It's old, it's slow, it's noisy, and it works every single time. So happy with that. Up here we have the Uniden 6dB antenna hooked up to UHF inside. This one here is actually a mobile phone antenna. It's hooked up to a passive patch lead on my iPhone. It does pretty good, and I do find on the west coast, in certain circumstances, I do get better reception from this than just when the phone's not connected. Just having a look under here, you may not be able to see very well, but I've got some aftermarket recovery points here with the shackles connected. They're 10mm thick. They bolt through the chassis with high tensile bolts in 3 spots. The brand is Boss. I bought them online and they work really well. Front and rear recovery points are really essential for any 4-wheel driving, let alone our Tagalong Tours. It's something that you should invest in if you are looking to do any sort of 4-wheel driving. Also here, under here, which you may not also be able to see very well, is I've got some underbody bash plates. They're 4mm thick. The brand is Bushskins. They're an Australian made bash plate. I'm really happy with them. They're really good. And again, if you are getting into any sort of 4-wheel driving, you should really be investing in some decent underbody protection to protect our expensive vehicles. So that's about it under here. We'll move around to the rest of the vehicle and I'll show you what else I've got on it. Moving around to the side of the vehicle, have an ARB 2-metre awning up here. This one's pretty old. It's seen better days. It's got the cover's starting to get holes in it. Up here I have Rhino-Racks. I've got to say, I absolutely love Rhino-Racks. I just love how you can bolt pretty much anything you want to Rhino-Racks. Not only are there countless accessories for them, but also too, anything that will bolt to Unistrut will bolt to a Rhino-Rack. So that's one of the first modifications to make for me to any vehicle, 4-wheel drive vehicle. Also up here I do have a aluminium platform or cage. That's not the Rhino-Rack brand. I bought that locally. I was actually going to buy a Rhino-Rack, but I had a local shop, had this one. It's really well made, very similar to the Rhino-Rack. Sometimes store my tent up on there. You may also be able to see here, hopefully, that there's a lift, suspension lift in this. It's again on the vehicle when I bought it, it's a Tjm lift around the 50mm mark. I think it might be a bit lower in the front. Now, a suspension lift is essential to do our 4wd Tagalong tours. It's highly recommended. We do need high clearance on some of the tracks, especially a track like Climbing's track. You also see here I have steel sliders. The brand of those is Raslar Engineering out of Melbourne. I found them at a 4-wheel drive show in Melbourne and saw them on a vehicle and thought, yep, they're great, that's exactly what I need. They've saved me on plenty of occasions. There's got quite a few scrapes here on the powder coating. The powder coating starting to come off where I've scraped against rocks and dirt and the track in general. I get a lot of people ask me why they're bent. It's just the design of them. I haven't bent them. That's just the way they're made. It's a common thing, but a lot of people aren't into 4-wheel driving, think that they're bent up on an angle, but they are supposed to be like that. So I'm running Cooper ST Max tyres in a 265/75/16, which is around about 32 inch in the imperial measurement. I did have muddies on the vehicle beforehand, but when they wore out I did want to go with more of an all-terrain type pattern because I unfortunately do a lot of driving on the road, but I still wanted something that was quite aggressive off-road. I wanted basically the best of both worlds. The ST Max is what I'd describe as being an aggressive all-terrain. It's probably halfway between an all-terrain and a mud terrain, and I'm really happy with them. They feel good on road, they're exceptional off-road, and I just think they're a really good compromise if you're not wanting to go full muddy. So I'm very happy with these. Just moving along the rear here, got the fiberglass 3XM canopy with the Rhino bar at the rear. Another accessory that came fitted to the vehicle when I purchased it, so pretty lucky there. Can fit a bucket load of camping gear and other things under the canopy, so happy with that. One thing that you can't see here is under the vehicle is I've got a long-range automotive tank. It's 140 litres. Not essential to do our tours because we're not driving too many long distances, but just as handy. I don't have to fill up as much, so happy with that. Just moving around to the rear of the vehicle, I've got the Tjm Rear Bar. It has a built-in tow bar. I really like this bar for two reasons. One is it does have the tow bar built into it, so I don't have another tow bar hanging down here to get caught up off-road. And I really like these bars that wrap around here and protect the rear quarter panels. Really good off-road. You'll see here I've got the Bushranger recovery point that goes into the hitch receiver. Again, I've mentioned the recovery points I've got on the front of the vehicle, but this is another essential for any time you're doing forward driving. Now, another thing around the rear of the vehicle that you can't see right now is I've got an Arb Air Locker. It's not essential to do my tours, it's more a bit of an insurance, but I love it, I use it a bit. Like I said, not essential to do the tours, but another accessory, important accessory worth mentioning. Just having a look inside the cab, there's nothing too dramatic going on here. Got the iPhone cradle connected to the external antenna as I mentioned before. I've got a Garmin Street Navigator that I find really good to get to the tracks and obviously street navigation. I'm running Aussie Explorer on a cheap eBay 7-inch tablet. I find that really good. I really like Aussie Explorer, although I'm probably not using all the functions. I'm definitely not using all the functions that it's capable of, but I find it good for saving waypoints and tracks. I'm also running, in the Land Cruiser, I'm running a baby laptop also with Aussie Explorer, so I can take the file from this or record waypoints on this and put them on the laptop and vice versa. Got a UDN UHF 80 channel. Down here I've got the ARB compressor switch, rear locker switch, and I've got a whole heap of USB points and cigarette lighter points throughout the car to charge accessories. Just moving around here to under the engine bay, you'll see I've got the dual battery setup. Over here in the corner you will see I've got diff breathers there, 4 of, front diff, rear diff, gearbox, transfer case. Moving over to the driver's side, you'll see the Arb Air Locker in the rear. I've also got the tyre inflation kit with that. I've got the projector dual battery isolator. I do have a snorkel off the engine as well, which is an essential requirement. The engine itself is actually stock standard. There's no chip, no exhaust. I find it fine for off-road. I think it's got fairly good power as is. Never say never, but at the moment it's absolutely stock standard. So that's my Hilux. As you can see, it's not a monster truck. It doesn't have any outrageous accessories on it. Just good, honest, good quality aftermarket accessories. Now I have shown you all the gear I've got on the back of this, but it's not actually essential to do my Tagalong tours. But what is essential is a real 4-wheel drive with low range, a 50mm or thereabouts suspension lift, a snorkel, especially for the bow for track, a water bra, which I haven't shown you that, but I put a water bra on the front of this vehicle when I do the bow for track. A tarp and some ocky straps will do the same job. Front and rear recovery points, and I've shown you the front and rear recovery points that I have. You need those, and some basic recovery gear. I do carry a couple of sets of recovery gear with me, but at least if you've got a snatch strap and preferably some other bits and pieces. We don't try and get stuck. We don't go and find the biggest holes we can and try and get stuck. It's more about having a look at the scenery and enjoying the scenery while we're 4-wheel driving, but sometimes, for the nature of 4-wheel driving, it does happen. So you need to be prepared. As I said at the start of the video, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what vehicle or what accessories I've got on my vehicles to give you guys a better idea of what you need. If you're interested in doing one of my tag-along tours, you can contact me via Facebook, Tasmanian Offroad Adventures. We've got a web page, then you can contact me via that as well. That's www.tasoffroadadventures.com.au, and I'll put it on the screen there. And if you've got any other questions or any queries, have a look on the website, send me a message on Facebook, email, and I'll get back to you and we'll try and get you along on one of our tours. Thanks for watching. And if you want any more information, then you can jump on my Facebook page, which is Tasmanian Offroad Adventures, or we've got a website which is www.tasoffroadadventures.com.au,